This year's Welsh Rally is sponsored by Escort and West Park, who came along at the 11th hour to save the event from cancellation. Winners of the rally for the last 2 years, Hannu Mikkola and Arnie Hertz, lead the cars away from the City Hall in Cardiff as they head north for the Welsh forests. Mikkola is firm favourite to make it a hat-trick, but on the very first special stage through Brecon Forest, he makes an uncharacteristic mistake, and it's another Escort driven by fellow Finn Ari Vatanen who flies through to take an immediate lead. Bad luck has plagued the Saab team in British events this year, and Stig Blomqvist in the Whispering Turbo is looking for a good placing. Russell Brooks in the Talbot Sunbeam is also looking to open his account in this year's Open Rally Championship. Swede Anders Kullang in the Opel Ascona 400 is equal second fastest on this first stage behind Vatanen. On the same time as Kullang is England's answer to the Flying Finns, Malcolm Wilson in his Escort. Championship leader Jimmy McRae is hoping to repeat his Circuit of Ireland victory in the Vauxhall Chevette. Roger Clark has won the Welsh no less than 4 times and is hoping to change his recent bad luck in the TR7. The Toyota Celica is a large car and in Brecon Forest seems quite a handful for New Zealander Alan Carter. Matching the times of Kullang and Wilson is Finn Henry Toivonen, putting himself into equal second. Dust is the big problem in the dry Welsh forests, and by running first, Mikkola is obviously at a distinct advantage. Vatanen's time suffers from Mikkola's dust, and it drops him to second behind his fellow Finn. Blomqvist's Saab prefers conditions that are much wetter, but the skillful Swede is still well up in the top 10. All the drivers are suffering badly as the lack of breeze fails to shift the hanging dust, and Brooks is a relatively lowly 7th. Kullang cuts the corner in an effort to gain valuable seconds. Malcolm Wilson is driving superbly and is fastest here in Kerry Forest. McRae's engine is down on power, and the Scot is struggling, shortly to retire. Toivonen is really trying, well up with the leaders. Tim Bryce is in 9th spot as the crews head into Machynlleth for a brief service halt.
How's it gone for you today?
Very well. No problems.
What about the first stage?
First stage I lost it for a while, so I dropped a few seconds, but that wasn't anything serious.
Have you made them up since?
We are fighting with Ari very much, and he's leading a few seconds now.
Well, we are having 4 seconds on Hannu, and I was trying to suggest that he would hold these positions till the end of the rally, but Hannu didn't agree. Maybe he's going to have a go at me.
But at the moment you're managing to stay ahead, though, obviously.
Well, you know, 4 seconds is absolutely nothing, but, you know, keeps it exciting.
The night drive through North Wales was certainly exciting, with the Finnish superstars swapping the lead. By dawn, Vatanen is in command. Mikkola has to be content with second. Up to third is Brooks, with Talbot teammate Toivonen just 1 place behind and breathing down his neck. Blomqvist's Saab has picked up a few places and is now lying 5th. As Mikkola leads the way through Sinai Forest, the dust conditions are getting worse, and the organisers have problems persuading the drivers to follow each other at minute intervals. Vatanen still leads. Brooks is third. Toivonen is still 4th, now 13 seconds behind Brooks. Clark is notorious for making slow starts and then gradually working his way up through the field. So neither him or his team are worried too much that he's still only 8th. Kullang has had his problems with a solenoid lead breaking on the Opel. However, a brilliant drive through the field has put him back into the top 10. The The most surprising drive of the rally so far has come from Malcolm Patrick, who is better known in the national rallying world. A brilliant drive has put him up to 6th. The dust problem is relieved for a while as the cars compete over the tarmac military ranges of Epient. Mikkola is still trailing Vatanen in a two-cornered fight for the lead. Brooks is a renowned Epient expert, and he is fastest by no less than 15 seconds. Number 13 has not been unlucky for Bryce, who is now in 7th spot. Wilson had electrical problems during the night and is now fighting his way back up the field. Clark is still 8th. And Patrick continues to astound the opposition. He's 6th ahead of Bryce and Clark. But for Blomqvist, time is running out. His steady drive up into 5th place is soon to end with drive shaft failure. Back into the forests and the dust. Mikkola is determined to keep in front of the pack, but there is nothing he can do to match Vatanen's pace. Toivonen is in the same situation as Mikkola, having to be content with 4th spot behind Brooks. Tim Bryce with co-driver Phil Short are 3rd fastest here in Crochan Forest, but storming his way through this stage is Wilson, whose fastest time beats Vatanen's by 4 seconds. Kullang has worked his way into 7th spot, and it looks as though the fortunes of the British Oval team are changing. Carter's Toyota is just inside the top 10. With headlights blazing, Clark follows hot on the trail of the 5 men in front of him. Relief again from the dust as the rally moves back onto Epient, with the order remaining Vatanen, Mikkola, Brooks and Toivonen. Wilson still has a lot to make up. Kullang is now up to 6th. Clark is keeping up with the leaders, but sadly is again due for retirement. This time it's a broken fuel pump on the very last stage. Patrick has spoiled his fine run by going off the road and has now dropped to 7th. On to the last forest stage goes Mikkola. Next up should be Vatanen, but it's Brooks who goes through. Where is the leader? Toivonen goes through next. Kullang follows, but what has happened to Vatanen? At last he completes the stage, but his engine sounds far from perfect.
That's not talk about Sam, which caused, 10,000 reps or even more in the engine, and that bent the valve. So it is now the borderline whether we make it or not.
As Mikkola goes onto the last stage, he's not sure whether Vatanen will make it. Evan in 4th. At least the Talbots are reliable at last. Is Bryce 5th? Is Kullang 6th? And Patrick 7th. Carter, is he 7th or 8th? The answer lies with Vatanen. Has he made it? The tension grows, but at last Vatanen appears over the horizon, his engine sounding sweet again. He's even got time to wave at the camera, safe in the knowledge that he'll be able to return to Finland and his new baby daughter with a much-needed win under his belt. Ari flew to Wales directly from being present at his daughter's birth and listening to a rally for the new, very proud father.
Harry,